Alright people, I'm back here on YouTube. Do a very interesting YouTube video series today. Don't worry, I will finish part 3 on why people hate their job. But today we're going to do another concept video. It's one that was done on both my channels, but we're going to make this so fun and interesting that you'll see what's the point of this video. It's going to be called Looks versus Money. Because you see, we have this huge, big debate on the internet where some people strongly believe that money can solve all your problems, and then looks can solve your problems. And if you want to put the debate to sleep permanently, you got to make the video. And I'm thinking we might make this 2-3 videos, you know, because there's some people who say all you need is skills. There's people who say all you need is looks. There's people who say all you need is status. So basically, the way this will be set up is that I will do looks versus money first. Then we'll do looks versus skills. And then we'll work our way up to status. You know, so we'll try to see how much we can get out of this before it's over. So let's start off with the video. Now, money is supposed to be a trade of service of goods. I'm going to say it again. Money is supposed to be a trade of service of goods. Meaning, it can only help you solve maybe 82% of life's greatest problems. You want a house? As long as you got a job and you work 40 hours a week, you have access to a house. See, money gives you the power to get access to stuff that you never had access before. You want a house, you want an apartment, you want a car, you have access to it because you have money. Without money, you have zero access to anything. Now, if you want to go to the gym, you want to go to 24-Hour Fitness, LA Fitness, Gold's Gym, Club Bay, Club Onyx, UFC Gym, LA Boxing Gym, Planet Fitness, or even the YMCA to get in the great athletic shape, as long as you have money, you have access to the gym. Now, same thing with education. You want to go to the best school, you have access because you have money. You want clothes, you want shoes, you want a haircut, you have access because you have money. Now, money does have some weaknesses and some limitations that a lot of people just do not want to accept. With money, you can't buy respect. So you could be a rich, famous person. You could be a multi-millionaire 10 times over, and half, as in 60%, will never respect you. You could be a multi-billionaire 10 times over, and still hardly nobody won't respect. They'll only respect you because you have money, but when the money's gone, they don't show you no respect. So money can't buy you respect. Money can't buy you love. A lot of men be trying to make women love them. There's try to make a woman like you, and then there's try to make a woman love you. They both sound like the same thing, but they're different. You can eventually make a girl like you with or without money. Love, on the other hand, you just can't do it. It just doesn't work. And the third thing is, you cannot use that to earn a spot in heaven. When you die, when you go 6 feet under, you are not able to buy your way into God's kingdom, because there's no money. There is no U.S. currency in the house of kingdom of God. So you can't use money to try to buy your way into heaven. You can't use money to get respect. Either people respect you or they disrespect you. Either people like you or they hate you. And like I said, you can make somebody like you with or without money. Love, you can't buy love. It's impossible. That's the disadvantages that money has. Now, the money has more advantages, but it does have those 3 disadvantages. Like, for an example, a lot of men complain that they're sexually frustrated, and that they go through their whole entire life, in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, not getting laid. You know, they talk to black women, white women, Mexican women, Asian women, and a lot of times these women just don't find these men physically, sexually attractive. So a lot of these men be scratching their head trying to figure out, you know, what's the problem? You know, I got a house, I got a car, I got 2 jobs, I got 3 jobs. Why you don't find me physically, sexually attractive? And what I have to say to those men who always depend on money, the reality is quite simple. Some women, not all women, but some women just watch too much television, too many Hollywood movies, and too much social media because that stuff's not important. That stuff doesn't pay your bills. That stuff's not going to help you get a house or a car no time soon. It's a form of entertainment. And they like to take the form of entertainment too serious and too realistically. So a lot of times it ain't that the woman ain't responding. It's just you have so many forces against you at work that it's impossible for her to just pay attention to you. So it's kind of hard when you do that. And plus, depending on which race of woman you go after, her family background might require you to show some level of skill than to just try to just take some money out. See, there's an old saying that I learned in the martial arts. I heard this old saying when I was in church, when I used to go to church, and I heard this old saying to my mom, and my mom told it to me. My mom said it goes something like this: no matter how much money you make in this world, just because you have a lot of money available don't mean you can just throw money at the problem and just hope that the problem fucking go away. Now, it hurts when you make all this money and then you try that concept, I'm just gonna throw as much money as the problem because I want the problem to go away. Sometimes the problem requires another way of handling it. You'll see what I mean when we get done with this series. So there's that problem of it. So a lot of men find themselves sexually frustrated. A lot of men go, well, I work 20 hours. I work 30, 40 hours and make anywhere between $10,000 to like $15,000 on average or $20,000 on average. I don't have time to go to the gym and get in athletic shape like these basketball and football players. I make all this money. The woman should just take me because I make all this money. Now, that's called wishful thinking because we all, and I'm talking about all men, as in black men, white men, Mexican men, Asian men, we all would love if women would just say, okay, he make a lot of money, I'll just mess with him. But there's something that a lot of men don't want to realize. There's a painful realization that most men don't want to come to terms with. When you're messing with young women that are from the ages of 18 to 29, a lot of them are not interested in money. No matter how much money you generate, they're not interested in it. See, if you're messing with a girl that's 18, 19, 20, 21, she might see that you have money, but she ain't interested in you have money. I know it sounds stupid and it doesn't make no fucking sense. When this information was told to me 8 years ago, it didn't make no fucking sense to me either. But when you're trying to go after women that are from the ages of 18 to 27, or in this case I say 18 to 29, but when you try to go after women from those age ranges that are physically, sexually attractive, they're not interested in your money because they have money too. And when you get a girl that has 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, your money don't mean nothing to her. So if you're trying to holler at a girl that's 18, 19, 20, 21, I don't care if you try to go after a woman between the ages of 20 to 24 years of age. If she got 2 jobs and you got 2 jobs, that's not going to work. If you got 3 jobs and she got 3 jobs, that's not going to work. Because how much money you make is how much money she has. So you're going after a woman that has money, that's a problem. Even though she's young and you think she's broke, well, thanks to feminism and Me Too, they're making that impossible for people like me and you to just say, well, I got money and things of that nature. Because the girl has money. Which means these men go 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year trying to figure out how to get a girl to just accept them and stop using these over-the-top, ridiculous excuses, I understand it. So a lot of men find themselves doing the one thing that they don't want to do. That's pay all this money for online dating. You know, then they complain that the women are old and broke the fuck down. And then they have to go pay for high-end prostitutes. Not those trashy-ass prostitutes that you see on the street. I'm talking about those prostitutes that you see in the movies and the television shows that look like supermodels, that look like fitness models, that look like actresses in television and film. Well, guess what? When you do that, then you'll hear a woman say, oh, you just can't get laid, so you had to go pay a prostitute to have sex. Now, here's the reality. The reality is you're a grown-ass man. You work 5 days a week. You pay your bills. You file your taxes. You vote. Some men vote. Some men don't like voting. But either case is you pay your bills. You file your taxes. You vote. You might go to jury duty. A lot of us do not like jury duty, but we go. And you try to be the best American man that you possibly can be in this country. And when you say, can I have at least 1 or 2 slices of grandma's best homemade apple pie? And usually about 80 to 85% of the time, most women are going to tell you, fuck no. Despite the fact that you might have a house or an apartment, you might have a car, you might have 2 jobs or 3 jobs. And I know it sucks, fellas. I know it sucks when you get told the answer's no. Then you feel like that your reality is you say no all the time. You say no 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Which is true. They do that. But you see, that's because of feminism. Feminism is the main cause to why they do that. And when I say some women, not all women, but some women just watch too much television, too many Hollywood films, and too much social media, they do. And it influences their brain to make terrible decisions. It's like if someone takes some crack cocaine, they're going to choose the crack cocaine over a physically, sexually attractive man. And that will piss off a person who spent hours in the gym. I mean, seriously, they've done scientific studies where a person that's on crack will choose drugs over someone that's actually good looking. And the good looking guy gets pissed, which we'll get to the looks part, but I'm trying to explain the money aspect first before we get to the looks. See, money is just so you can get a house, an apartment, a car, clothes, shoes. Money can help you get food and water. That's why I say money is the trade of service of goods. It can only help you fix only 80 to 82% of your problems in life. But when you try to use money to try to make you have a girlfriend, that can backfire and blow up in your face. And you see a lot of the men who say all you need is money, they're not entirely alpha males, okay? A lot of times it's a beta males. And when I say a beta males, I'm talking about guys that always get recognized for their money. Look at Harvey Weinstein, right? He's not a physically, sexually attractive man. By no means he is a handsome, good-looking man. He's bald. He's fat. He's been in Hollywood for the last 25 years. And he's helped a lot of people get into the movies, the television shows, the modeling agency, the modeling. And in 25 years, he's been fucked over. Like literally for 25 years, he's been fucked over by women because women just don't find him physically, sexually attractive. And in those 25 years, he has always experienced sexual frustration. It didn't matter if these were black women, white women, Mexican women, Asian women, foreign women. Didn't matter if the woman was mixed. He was always getting rejected. And he would pay these women money to have sex with him because they wouldn't have sex with him for free. And that is a painful humiliation to have to go through for 25 years. That women just don't want you, but because you're this big time Hollywood executive producer, women pay attention to your status and they use you to get what they want, but then when you want something back in return, it's all hell no, I can't give you no ass. And for 25 years, that pissed off Harvey Weinstein. So when people say he's a scumbag, well, there's being a scumbag, and then there's my male biology is being threatened and I'm being erased out of existence. Because that's basically what rejection means. It means you're to be erased off of the planet Earth. Like, your mom and dad got together and birthed you into this world for a reason. But when you try to do what your parents and grandparents told you to do, graduate high school, graduate college, get a job, meet a beautiful woman, have a family, and when you can't even get to that final stage of trying to have a family, thanks to feminism, thanks to Me Too, that now puts your survival as a man, it puts your survival in great danger. Because that's rude and disrespectful. And it's immorally wrong. According to the Bible, it's immorally wrong. Meaning no human being has no right, period, to reject no man or no woman because of the way they look. It's rude and it's disrespectful. It's immorally wrong. There are sins for those consequences. Now, I'm not trying to go Bible holy religious on you because I don't go to church no more, but what I'm trying to explain to you, that when I did go to church as a little kid, these guys in the churches, they just beat you to death with this shit. And they would go on and on and on with this shit. And what I'm trying to explain to you is that when you threaten a man's male biological imperative, you're being rude and disrespectful. Because he has a hard time accepting the fact that he got rejected. But then when he say, what are your reasons? A lot of those reasons are superficial. That's why I say some women, not all women, but some women just watch too much television, too many Hollywood movies, and too much social media. A lot of times they reject you for reasons that are not even reasons. They just want to do it just because they think it sounds fun and cool. See, money, when women say they want money, I'm going to tell you what age women really want you to actually have money, or when it's expected of you to actually have some money. That when they get between the ages of 30 to 35 years old, 40 years old, that's when they want you to have some money. So if you're trying to mess with women that's from the age of 18 to 29, and you go, I got some money, I got 2 jobs, I got 3 jobs. The average American woman has 2 jobs, 3 jobs. So you opening your mouth saying, I got 2 jobs, 3 jobs, ain't gonna do much help for you as a man. But so when a woman gets 30, 35, 40 years old, and that woman don't want to work no more, now she want a man that has money. That's when they like money. When they get old and they hit the wall, that's when they want some money. I know, this is hypocrisy. You know my favorite word, aristocrat, hypocrite motherfuckers. I know. Now that I explained the aspect of money, and its advantages and its disadvantages, let me talk about the principles of looks. See, looks, the reason why a lot of men believe looks can help you physically, sexually attract women is because if you go to the gym 2 times a week, 3 or even 4 times a week, a lot of times that man gets bigger, he gets stronger, he gets faster, you know, he gets 6-pack abs, and a lot of women are checking his body out. And he uses that to get women to give him phone numbers and email addresses. Now, there's a such thing called overcompensation. Meaning, you can do that to a certain level, to a certain point, and you might try to figure out why some females ain't looking at you when you go to the gym. Like, some women have requirements that are ridiculous. Like, some women say, well, you got to be between 6 feet to 6'5". You got to be 200 to 230 pounds, muscles with broad shoulders, and you got to look like LeBron James or Dwight Howard. And most men ain't born to be LeBron James or Dwight Howard. And some men find that disrespectful of women to do, which it is. And you see, looks, I'm going to tell you why looks is more powerful than money. See, you could be a homeless man walking down the street, but if you're between 6 feet to 6'5", between 200 to 230 pounds of muscle with 6-pack abs in Hollywood, and you look like an underwear model, a woman will pull her window down and give you a phone number if you're a homeless, good-looking man. I'm not making this up. you could be working a dead-end job of construction, and if you look physical enough, a woman might go, that guy, he looked like he could beat somebody's ass in a fist fight. So women gravitate towards men that are bigger, stronger, faster, and that can possibly be her mate. Now, if you go back to the animal kingdom, and if you go back to the original concept of what a real alpha male is, it's based on intelligence, skills of survival. If you go back in that time period, being rich and famous did not exist. There was no such thing of being rich or being famous. Hollywood did not exist. Back then, it was intelligence and skills of survival. Why do you think they always say that we're going to test you, we're going to test your skills in survival? Like, if you look at the television show Survival, which ran for like almost damn near 20 damn seasons on television, they would take a man, they would take like 3 men and 3 women, a total of 6 people, and put them on an island. And you had a certain amount of time to figure out how to survive on the island. Well, that is the original basis for being a real alpha male, not the alpha male that you see in the movies and the television shows with the machine guns and the weapons and shit looking badass. I'm talking about, how do you find water when there's very little water to find? How do you find food and resources when there's very little food and resources? That's why I made that video called Sex Purge. What if we did have an economic collapse? How would you be able to show a woman that you know how to survive? So society make it to where if you have money, you're an alpha male. But in reality, a guy who has money and has to go to a prostitute, he's basically deemed as an beta male, because if he was an alpha male, he would use intelligence and skills to try to make the woman find him physically, sexually attractive, so he don't have to resort to that. Now, there are some alpha males that have sex with prostitutes, but here's the difference. When an alpha male has sex with a prostitute, he's doing a concept called start from the bottom and work his way to the top, to give himself some confidence so he can stop being scared and afraid of a woman's sexuality. That's why alpha males will have sex with strippers, porn actresses, and girls that are sluts, because they want to understand the sexual nature of a woman, and to do that, you have to expose yourself to it. When the beta male pays for a prostitute, it ain't for the same reason. It's usually because the beta male feels like that he's been disqualified his whole entire life. So if I go pay a prostitute to have sex, then my problem goes away. It goes away temporarily. The reason why the alpha male can do that, and then don't nobody call the alpha male out on that, is because the alpha male is just doing it for experience. So when he encounters a woman and he takes her out to lunch and dinner, it's for free. He's not paying a woman to have sex with him. She's having sex with him for free because he earned the opportunity. Whereas a beta male man who keeps priding himself on money, he's at a disadvantage in everything. Because it reveals that if you're at a disadvantage in one thing, you're at a disadvantage in everything. If you have an advantage in one thing, you have an advantage in everything. See, this is some information that the punk-ass pickup artists and the dating coaches are never going to tell you in their 3.5-hour seminar, because they don't have the guts to tell you this information. You know, when they tell you it ain't about looks, they're telling a beta male men it's not about looks, because they say it's about confidence. Okay, confidence don't come in until you get a set of skills and you test out those skills. And once you test out those set of skills, you know what you can do and what you can't do. That's when you know you got confidence. It's a part of the experience. So confidence is basically a makeup of experience. How much experience you have shows how much confidence you have. If you have a lack of experience, it's going to show you have a lack of confidence. Like, for an example, if they put you in a boxing ring with Mike Tyson in his prime, you'll pee in your pants because you're going against Mike Tyson. Or in this case, if this is MMA and we put you in the ring with Brock Lesnar, you're going to get your ass whooped because you ain't trained for 10 years to take on a Brock Lesnar. So that's the personification of an alpha male, the real alpha male. Now, looks do have some weaknesses. Don't, just because I said that money has advantages and disadvantages, don't get the game messed up. Looks have some disadvantages. The one time that you can beat a man that is physically, sexually attractive, that is bigger, stronger, faster than you, is if you have social skills, if you know how to talk. If you can talk your ass off, oh, you'll beat a guy that can get all the girls anytime he wants. So a guy with physical looks can beat out a multi-billionaire and a millionaire, but a guy that knows how to talk can beat somebody that's good looking. There are times where you can have skills and you can beat somebody with looks. There are cases where if all you got is nothing but skills, but you're not necessarily physically, sexually attractive, you can beat somebody with looks. Now, looks can still beat a person with skills, but it's like a close fight. A person who knows how to talk will beat a guy that's good looking every single time because that guy knows the social dynamics. He knows how to dominate the conversation. He knows how to keep the woman interested and intrigued. A lot of times when you see a girl give a man a phone number, a lot of times it ain't got nothing to do with money. It ain't got nothing to do with the looks, even though the guy's good looking. It's usually because he knows how to talk socially. And that's the problem in the dating game. Too many men are focused on looks. Too many men are focused on money. But no one is focused on getting skills and social skills. I made a YouTube video called Social Intelligence versus Social Intelligence versus Social Intelligence. I made that YouTube video to explain what's going on. And I believe that that's what the problem is. So when you hear somebody say looks, that is the pickup artist is telling you, oh, you don't need money. You don't need looks. You can get a girl without looks. And the reality is you need the looks because if you were to take all your teeth out your mouth from the dentist and then go to a nightclub and talk to a woman, about 90% of the women won't talk to you because your teeth's messed up. So that's why you don't listen to no dumbass pickup artists. Because a lot of those pickup artists are stupid and they're delusional. And a lot of those pickup artists are just trying to make money off of people's stupidity because that's basically what the name of the game is. I want to see how much money I can make off of someone's ignorance before you catch on and find out what the real TikTok is. So that's why you should never trust pickup artists, because you'll waste all your money thinking that a pickup artist is going to help you with your problem, and then it's 5 years later, it's 10 years later, it's 15 years later, and you still have that problem. That's why you don't listen to pickup artists at all. Dating coaches, you can't trust dating coaches because they'll just give you women that have been used over and over and over and tell you, see, I found you a woman, and then you find out she's been used. So that's why you don't trust dating coaches. You trust me because I'm giving you real information that's real, that's realistic, that makes sense. I'm not charging you no money on what they would charge you. Even if they told you the same information that I'm telling you, they would charge you thousands of dollars, and you would have to work for a long time to generate that type of money to fix the problem. So that's why, and this is only part one of the video. Part two, we're going to talk about looks versus skills. How does skills sometimes get you some ass, and how does sometimes looks fail over skills, and how sometimes looks can beat someone with skills. You know, so part one was money versus looks. Part two will do looks versus skills.